I am the reason OpenAI exists.
Elon Musk is suing OpenAI.
And the company's CEO, Sam Altman, alleging they have breached the company's founding agreement by putting profit ahead of benefiting humanity.
Elon Musk is suing OpenAI, the very company he helped create. He claims it betrayed its mission, sold out to big tech, and turned into something it was never meant to be. At the center of it all is Sam Altman, a rival he publicly accuses of deception. But this feud isn't just personal. It's about the future of artificial intelligence, control over a technology that could reshape civilization, and a $97 billion power struggle that started with a handshake and ended with a war. But it wasn't always like this. Before the lawsuits, the billion-dollar bids, and the public fallout, Elon Musk and Sam Altman were partners, not enemies. In 2015, the two tech visionaries came together to co-found OpenAI, a nonprofit with a bold, almost messianic goal to ensure that artificial general intelligence, or AGI, wouldn't be controlled by a single corporation, but developed safely and transparently for the benefit of all humanity.
When push comes to shove, let's say they do create some digital superintelligence, almost godlike intelligence. Well, who's in control? And what exactly is the relationship between OpenAI and Microsoft? And I do worry that Microsoft actually may be more in control than, say, the leadership team at OpenAI realizes.
Musk, already a household name with Tesla and SpaceX, saw AI as an existential threat. He feared that if left unchecked, it could wipe out humanity.
I think AI is one of the biggest threats. I mean, we are, for the first time, we have a situation where something that is going to be far smarter than the smartest human.
And he wasn't alone. Altman, then best known for running the startup accelerator Y Combinator, shared those concerns. With backing from tech elites and an initial pledge of $1 billion, OpenAI launched with a manifesto: open source research, collaboration over competition, and a strict commitment to the public good.
Musk, Altman, and other founding members warned that the race toward AGI couldn't be won by the likes of Google or Facebook alone. It needed a counterforce.
And for a while, it worked. OpenAI quickly built a team of brilliant researchers, gaining credibility and attention without chasing profit. But as the work got more complex, and the stakes and costs grew higher, cracks began to form beneath the surface. By 2018, the idealism that had defined OpenAI's early days was beginning to collide with reality. Building safe artificial general intelligence wasn't just difficult, it was expensive. The nonprofit model, noble as it was, couldn't keep pace with the breakneck speed of AI development at tech giants like Google and Amazon.
This is where the first major fracture appeared.
Elon Musk stepped down from OpenAI's board that year. Publicly, he cited a conflict of interest. Tesla was ramping up its own work on AI for self-driving cars, and Musk didn't want to risk regulatory scrutiny or overlapping agendas. But behind the scenes, the split ran deeper. According to insiders, Musk believed OpenAI wasn't moving fast enough or boldly enough. He offered to take over the company, to lead it himself, and steer it toward greater ambition. But the team, including Altman, said no. Musk walked away, frustrated, and from that moment on, the partnership was never the same. After Musk's departure, OpenAI made a controversial pivot. In 2019, it transitioned from a nonprofit to a new hybrid model, a capped profit company, where investors could earn returns, but with limits. Critics, including Musk, saw this as a betrayal of the original mission.
Well, wait a second, that's the exact opposite of what I gave the money for. Is that legal? That doesn't seem legal. If it is, and in general, if it is legal to start a company as a nonprofit and then take the IP and transfer it to a for-profit that then makes tons of money, shouldn't that be the default?
And then came the game changer, Microsoft.
OpenAI signed a landmark deal with Microsoft, securing a $10 billion investment and forming a close partnership to deploy OpenAI's models into Microsoft products like Azure and, later, Bing. For some, this was a practical move to fund research. For others, especially Musk, it was proof that OpenAI had sold out.
A company founded to fight big tech was now working with it. And while the rest of the world was just starting to hear the name OpenAI, Musk was watching something he helped build become something he no longer recognized. In late 2022, OpenAI released ChatGPT, a chatbot powered by its GPT 3.5 model, and the internet lost its mind. Within 5 days, it hit 1 million users. Within months, it was everywhere. In classrooms, newsrooms, offices, and dinner table conversations, ChatGPT became the face of AI's sudden leap into mainstream culture. For Sam Altman, it was a victory, proof that OpenAI's vision and its Microsoft partnership was paying off. For Elon Musk, it was a red flag. He began publicly criticizing OpenAI, accusing the company of abandoning transparency, hiding its research, and transforming into exactly what it was created to oppose: a powerful, closed-source, profit-driven AI giant. Musk's tweets grew sharper, more frequent. He called OpenAI's alignment with Microsoft a grave mistake. He accused the company of training models in secret, but he didn't stop at criticism. In July 2023, Musk launched xAI, a new company with a clear mission: to challenge OpenAI head-on. xAI would build AI that was not just powerful, but truthful, free from what Musk saw as bias, censorship, and corporate influence. He promised open-source models, a focus on truth-seeking, and a return to the kind of idealism OpenAI was supposed to represent. xAI wasn't just a business move, it was personal. Musk even integrated it with X, his rebranded version of Twitter, turning his social media platform into both a testing ground and distribution channel for xAI's models. It was a direct shot at OpenAI, not just competing on tech, but on ideology, ethics, and influence. What began as philosophical disagreements had now become a full-blown rivalry, playing out on a global stage, and it was only going to escalate from there. By early 2024, the tension between Elon Musk and Sam Altman was no longer confined to tweets and interviews. It had become a public spectacle. Musk ramped up his attacks, accusing OpenAI of turning into a closed-source, profit-maximizing arm of Microsoft. He claimed the company had abandoned its original mission, one he had helped write, and was now pursuing AGI without sufficient oversight or transparency. He even alleged that OpenAI's models had been trained on Twitter data without permission. Altman, for his part, maintained a cooler tone. In interviews, he rarely addressed Musk directly, often responding with a calm shrug or a philosophical quip. But behind that composure was strategic intent.
You do have this relationship with Microsoft.
Yeah.
It has been described as, at times it's been described as a tech bromance in the best way possible. And then I was just reading Alex Heath, who wrote, "It's clear that Microsoft and OpenAI are disentangling."
I don't think we're disentangling. Look, I will not pretend that there are no misalignments or challenges. Obviously, there are some. But on the whole, I think it's been a tremendously positive thing for both companies, and excited to do much, much more together.
He defended OpenAI's direction, arguing that working with Microsoft gave them the resources needed to ensure safe and responsible AI development.
Then came the moment that made headlines around the world.
In March 2024, Musk sued OpenAI and Sam Altman, alleging that they had breached their founding agreement by prioritizing profits over the public good. The lawsuit claimed that OpenAI's shift toward commercialization, especially its partnership with Microsoft, violated the core principles the company was built on. Musk demanded that OpenAI return to its nonprofit roots, and that its most powerful models, like GPT-4, be made publicly accessible. OpenAI responded swiftly and forcefully, stating that Musk had once proposed merging OpenAI with Tesla and walking away with full control. When that failed, they alleged, his support faded. The company described the lawsuit as incoherent and frivolous, framing Musk's actions as a mix of regret, rivalry, and revisionist history. In the court of public opinion, the narrative was messy. Some saw Musk as a whistleblower trying to hold OpenAI accountable. Others viewed him as a sore loser, a founder lashing out after losing control of a project that had outgrown him. By 2025, the feud between Elon Musk and Sam Altman had gone far beyond technical disagreements and boardroom politics. It had become something bigger, louder, more personal, and undeniably public. In January, things took a sharp turn when Sam Altman appeared alongside former President Donald Trump to announce Stargate.
I don't have too much to add, but I did want to say I'm thrilled we get to do this in the United States of America. I think this will be the most important project of this era. And as Musk has said, for AGI to get built here, to create hundreds of thousands of jobs, to create a new industry centered here, we wouldn't be able to do this without you, Mr. President. And I'm thrilled that we get to.
A massive $500 billion initiative to build out the physical infrastructure behind OpenAI's AGI ambitions. Trump called Altman by far the leading expert in generative AI. Altman returned the praise, crediting Trump for making the project possible. For Elon Musk, this was the final straw. He tore into Stargate on X, calling it fake, mocking its unclear structure and shaky financing, and slamming Altman as a liar and a swindler. He reshared old posts from Altman criticizing Trump in 2021, painting him as a hypocrite. Altman fired back with a sharp jab, writing, "Just one more mean tweet, and then maybe you'll love yourself." A thinly veiled shot at Musk's online behavior. As the insults escalated, the rivalry took on a new dimension, a culture war, a business battle, and a philosophical clash playing out across headlines, social media feeds, and billion-dollar ventures. Then came the $97.4 billion bombshell. In February, Musk led an unsolicited bid to acquire OpenAI's nonprofit arm, the part of the organization still tasked with ensuring AGI safety for humanity. If accepted, the deal could have led to a merger between OpenAI and xAI. Musk said his goal was simple: to bring OpenAI back to what it was meant to be, open source, transparent, and focused on the public good. Altman wasn't buying it. He called the offer a tactic, one of many, alongside lawsuits and crazy stuff, aimed at slowing OpenAI down. In a Bloomberg interview, he went even further, getting personal. "I don't think Elon is a happy person. His whole life is from a position of insecurity. I feel for the guy."
Elon tries all sorts of things for a long time. I think he's probably just trying to slow us down. He obviously is a competitor. You know, he's working hard and he's raised a lot of money for xAI, and they're trying to compete with us from a technological perspective, getting the product into the market. I wish he would just compete by building a better product, but I think there's been a lot of tactics, many, many lawsuits, all sorts of other crazy stuff. Now this, from a position of insecurity, I feel for the guy.
You feel for him?
I do, actually. I don't think he's like a happy person. I do feel for him.
And then, with classic Silicon Valley sarcasm, he posted on X, "No thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion if you want." A mocking reference to Musk's troubled $44 billion acquisition of the platform now called X. Musk fired back immediately, branding Altman, Scam Altman, and, again, a swindler. At this point, the feud wasn't just a corporate clash, it was a full-blown ideological war over the future of artificial intelligence, who controls it, how it's built, and who gets to decide what's safe, what's open, and what's profitable. Both men are building the future, just not the same one. And as AI races toward human-level intelligence, one thing is certain: this isn't just a story about two tech titans who fell out. It's a story about power, ambition, and the high-stakes battle to control what could be the most powerful force in human history. That's the wild story of Musk versus Altman, a feud that's reshaping the future of AI. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell. We've got plenty more deep dives into the companies, characters, and controversies shaping the business world. Stick around, we're just getting started. We'll see you in the next one.